Candace Owens adds to the drama again. This time she puts out a post on X, almost called it a tweet. And in it, she talks about basically a bunch of people in a network that she has on the ready, should something happen to her, to release the real truth. So I'm confused. Why would you have to wait till something happens to her, and I don't want anything to happen to her, before this information can be released? If she has the goods, release it. Why would you only have it released if something happened to you? So if you stay safe, nobody ever gets to find out what you're calling the truth or the real information or whatever it is? By the way, I've never taken a dime from a nation state, certainly not from Israel, and I don't know Benjamin Netanyahu. So if you want to post that I'm getting money or getting paid, I'm not. You're defaming me. So let's get into this text that she put out, or this X tweet, this whatever the hell it is, that she put out, and what she says in it. Let's break it down logically and rationally. Keep in mind, she wants us to believe that she was very close friends with Charlie Kirk till the end. She hasn't released any text messages between the two of them, and Charlie texted all the time. I used to text with him. Hasn't talked about her relationship with Erica Kirk, who Charlie loved, or the children, Charlie's children, and the organization she seems to be throwing under the bus, the organization that Charlie co-founded. But here's what she posted on X. Expanding the network, Tate Brothers, Dave Smith, Max Blumenthal, Tucker Carlson, Mel, and then puts a name for Mel, and more, will have legal files and personal text messages related to my time at Turning Point, PragerU, Daily Wire, plus my private conversations with people like Seth Dillon and Dave Rubin. These people have my explicit permission to release everything publicly if anything happens to me. Charlie's death and the audacity of people like Josh Hammer eulogizing him means we must share all information and let the truth rise up like a lion. But only if something happens to her, I guess, which I don't want to have happen. I don't think anybody wants anything to happen to Candace Owens. So I put this out. Let's break down who these people are. You know who the Tate brothers are. You know who Dave Smith is? Probably. He's a comedian that's been very pro-Gaza or Palestinian. Max Blumenthal, I don't know who that is. Tucker Carlson, we all know, and we mostly love Tucker Carlson, but we're not really sure what's going on there. I don't know who Mel is. And more are going to have legal files and personal text messages. Then she's dragging Turning Point, where she used to work. Then suddenly wasn't working there anymore. And PragerU, who she used to work with, and suddenly isn't working with them anymore. And the Daily Wire, where she used to work, and then was shown the door. So here's an ex-employee dragging three organizations where she used to work. And again, I want to go back to what I said in the very beginning. Oh, by the way, Josh Hammer is a lawyer. I've had him on a couple of times. I'm going to have him on again this week. I'll ask him explicitly about this. What's the story with you and Candace Owens? I'm going to ask him. And I think he'll answer. We're not friends, but he's been on the show a couple of times. Seems extremely smart and a nice enough guy. I'm going to ask him what this is all about. And by the way, Seth Dillon, he's the guy that started the Babylon Bee. Had him on the show plenty of times. Dave Rubin, he's somebody who has been on the conservative side for a long time. Had him on the show. I know these people. They're not close friends of mine, but they've been on my show. I've got their phone numbers. I can text with them. I'm confused as to why she's doing this. And again, let's go back to the initial assertion. If something happens to her, this stuff should be released. This stuff is so incendiary and so damaging and so insightful and so filled with truth that it can only be seen by people should something happen to her. I don't understand. It hasn't been a month since Charlie Kirk was assassinated. A disgusting day in our history. I feel so bad for him being gone at 31, a guy that I first had on my show when he was 24. I don't understand why she's doing this. In everything she says, even that made-up story about how he wanted her back at TPUSA and he conveniently took a bullet to the throat, she said, before that reunion could happen on stage. That's not what he said at all. What he said was, I'm thinking about inviting Candace. Nothing about I want. And then she makes this weird correlation between his death and the fact that he wanted her back, which is not what he said. But even with that, what is she doing? Does she not care at all about his wife, about his kids, about his organization? And if this stuff is so important, and she fears for her life, because she's really making his assassination about her, which is very weird. But if she really believes that her life is in danger and is threatened because of all the information she has and could uncover. Go to the authorities, man. I don't want anything to happen to her. I don't think any of you want anything to happen to her. If you really fear like that, go right now. Talk to Cash at FBI. She probably can. I've got his number. She probably has it too. Talk to Dan over at FBI. Talk to Ratcliffe at CIA. But no. Those of you who really do like what she's doing and you believe what she's saying, your response to me is going to be, well, they're all in on it. It's not possible, man. The Babylon Bee guy is in on it? Really? The Daily Wire, PragerU, TPUSA, Erica Kirk, her family, the thousands and thousands of people that are involved in this organization. I mean, it's starting to look a lot like the Tea Party back in the day. Remember the Tea Party in 2009? Everybody was all for one for all. Taxed enough already. TEA, taxed enough already. I was at a rally at Alamo Plaza here in San Antonio. Glenn Beck was there, and Janine Turner was there, and Ted Nugent was there. We all had this great get-together, and the Tea Party movement fizzled in a couple of years' time. Is that what she wants to happen at TPUSA? Because now is the time where Charlie's movement can become a revolution. And for some reason, she wants to get in the way of that. Hey, Candace, it's not about you. Candace, if they feared you so much because of what you knew about all these organizations, and if your life is at risk because of what you say you know and what you can release, why did they take him out and leave you alone if you were the big threat? Keep in mind, Tucker Carlson, who she names here, who is calling out Israel, and he can if he wants. He's an American. I have no problem with him calling out anybody he wants. I disagree with him, but he calls them out. Why was he able to speak at Charlie Kirk's memorial, where she has sort of alluded to the fact that she wouldn't have felt safe there? But the president was safe, and the vice president was safe, and Tucker was safe, and the Secretary of State was safe, and Erica Kirk was safe. But she would not have been safe. Now listen, if you think I'm being irrational, and she's not making it about her, tell me. Because I've seen people I like in my timeline post what she's been saying. In fact, I got this actual screenshot of her X message from somebody that follows me and I follow them. I was like, why are you putting this out there? Are you really buying what she's laying down? And yeah, the other day about the group text, she was right. Charlie did have concerns about losing all this money from Jewish donors and about the Israel narrative. He never said, I want Candace back. And he was taken out before they could be reunited. She was wrong about that. Wrong about the Bibi letter. Wrong about the get-together in the Hamptons and where it was and what was said in text messages. But she continues to just, every day like a soap opera, dumps another hour, 2 hours online, 2, 3, 4 million views, and you have that many people watching it, and the way she delivers it is expert. A lot of people believe it. Do you? Did what I just said make sense to you? Am I being rational and logical, or am I somehow wrong and she somehow is right? Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you share this around everywhere. I want to hear from everybody on this. You tell me what's going on. Come on.